Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about lighting, and in particular we're going to talk about this light. This is the Amaran 200X from Aputure, and I'm also going to discuss the dual V-mount battery supply thingy, which I can't remember the name of, but that one there. We're going to talk about that and that together. Let's go. This is the bi-color 200 watt LED cob light from Aputure, and it's their budget one. It's incredible. The price is $350. Now, I can't get past that, so I had to buy one, and it's so good. I bought two. I bought the first one, liked it, and then bought the second one. I didn't just buy two at the start. That's how impressed I am with this light in it. So let's talk a little bit about what it does and how it works and all that. Build quality, it's plastic. Is that good? Is that bad? I personally don't mind it being plastic for a few reasons. One reason I like it being plastic is it's light. Light is good when you're moving stuff around by yourself, especially if you're starting to get older because things start to hurt. So it's very light, very compact. From the plastic is good for that. It's cheap. The plastic makes it cheap, right? If it was metal and it was all aluminum and stuff, it would be $1,000 like the other lights are. So the price comes way down. It's sturdy plastic. It's not like really soft, easy to break plastic, although it will be easy enough to break, but so are all lights. So it's light, it's small, it's cheap. Plastic, okay. The fan noise, you can barely hear it when I'm running it. You can barely hear it even at a full capacity when it's running at 200 watts, 100% capacity. It's so small a noise that it doesn't even bother me, and I'm getting old. I get bothered by everything. So there's that. Fan noise, fantastic. Heat, doesn't get really hot. That's great too. Output, insanely bright. I will show you how bright this is, but this light is insanely bright. You can take it out in daylight and it will blind your talent if you shine it in their eyes. It's like shining the sun into somebody's face. Do not do it without people knowing about it. It literally hurts, and I could see stars. It was all blinky and stuff. It was terrible. But as far as fighting those shadows, if you have to get out and shoot during the day, this will compensate. It will work fantastic. Even with a softbox, it's going to give you enough fill light to take away all those nasty shadows that you get when you have to shoot at those midday lights, you know, when the sun's not beautiful and golden like it is for most of us when we're on shoot. So this is fantastic for that. An umbrella mount, which people talked about being flimsy. It's not at all. It works fine. I had the Westcott 50 by 50 inch big softbox straight in there, and it worked fine. So the umbrella mount's not a problem. Also saw that there was some complaints that the power cable's here and that it's really too close. It's all bullshit. Like, yeah, it's close, but I mean, it works, so who cares? Yeah, just deal with that. The mount itself here, it's sturdy enough. I haven't had any issues with it. That is where the plastic comes into play a little bit. Like, you know, having it up high on a stand with just this little mount is a little nerve-wracking. I would prefer a much bigger mount, but there again, you got to pay $1,000 plus for that. So at this price point, I'll live with it. I'm not too stressed about it. But yeah, it works fine. It's not clickable. It's just you loosen it and it moves. It's pretty rigid, so it's got a little bit of stiffness to it, so it doesn't just swing about like some of the other lights I've come across. That way, yeah. Some of the other lights I've come across, you know, as soon as you loosen them, they're free flow, and then you've got the light swinging down really fast. This doesn't do that. It does have a bit of tension even when it is loose, so that's really good there. Controls on the back, really simple. Basically, you have on-off switch, you set your Bluetooth there, and here you can adjust your color and here your intensity. So that's all that is. It'll go from 2700 Kelvin to 6500. Off the top of my head, I think that's right. And you can use this switch to go up in increments of 1% at a time, or you can press it to go up in increments of 20%. However, if you do press that, say you're at 15%, it doesn't jump to 35. It'll go from 15 to 20 to 40 to 60. So it always goes to those round increments there, but that's that switch there. However, the thing that I really love about this light at this price point is that it does come with the Sidious link. So you can control it from the app. Essentially, you can put your lights in place, have them set up, and control multiple lights straight from a phone while you're shooting on the fly. And then that opens up the other little party piece of the Amaran lights. See if I can get this thing to stand up now that I've adjusted it. Ooh, very good. The other party piece of these lights is that once you're in the app, which you can't control this from the model itself, only from the app, but it opens up all these different little party pieces so you can use these effects like strobing and fire and fireworks and old TV and explosion, and it gives you a bunch of effects you can use, which can be triggered right from the app. I will show you those later in the video, but they are there. So look, that's basically the light in a nutshell. It's got a Bowen mount on it. It's a little tiny switch up the top here that you pull back to release that mount, and that works fine. Right now I've got the adapter on here, the reflector on there to get it super bright. That's just set up like that. In the box you get that, you get a power brick, because it does only come with the mains power supply, which is what this little guy here is all about. We'll get to that in a minute. But all that comes in the box. Now, what's a lot of people have said in other videos that I have watched is that it doesn't come with a carry case, and that's like a negative to it. However, the box itself really is a carry case. It's fully foamed out, sectioned, made completely to fit this in, to take it out, put it back in without any hassles. It's super like well padded. So as long as you take care of the box, you don't get it wet and all that sort of stuff, that's your carry case. So yeah, for 350 bucks, that comes in. I mean, if you're really stressing about a carry case, just go get a Pelican. As I said at the start, it's so good, I went out and bought another one. That's how much I love these lights. I may even buy a couple more. I just love them. They're fantastic. They'll do everything I want, except when I go outdoors, because they come with the mains power supply. So that's why I went ahead and got this little guy here. Now this is the Aputure 2-bay power supply, I think is what it's called. And it is what it says it is. It's basically, you put 2 V-mount batteries on this one. You can get it with the gold mount. I chose V-mount because I have V-mount batteries. 2 V-mount batteries go on the side. Power cable goes straight from here to here, which comes with the unit. And then you switch it on and you get power. Now, things I have noticed. I used a smaller form factor, small output V-mount batteries with my Ursa Mini because of weight. So I had 2 IDX 73 watt-hour V-mounts. And basically, I'm not a battery guy, so I could be wrong here, but what I figured, and if I'm wrong and you know what the answer is, comment below. But what I figured was that because I had 2 D75 batteries, they're outputting about 150 watts. So when I put the 2 on there, what I was getting was, I was only able to use about 60 to 70% power of the light without it shutting off, like the breaker went or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that in order to use this at 100% power with this, you need to have batteries that will output over 200 watts. That's the math that I'm doing in my head. Again, I could be completely off base. It might have something to do with amps or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really into all that, so I don't know much about it. However, that's the experience I had. Now, with those 2 batteries, one sec, I'll go get them. And we're back. Okay, so with those 2 batteries, these are the ones I have. Those are the IDX Enduros 75s. Now, I have one bigger one, but I'm going to go ahead and use these because they're the same size and output. So basically, you just slide them right into the slots there, and there, and then you switch it on, and you've got power, as you can see from that. Okay, now, the cable that comes with this battery pack thing here is this male-female 3-prong XLR power. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. Put that little guy in there. Oh, maybe I should line it up first. That little guy in there. And I'm going to go and drop this one here to the back. This guy. It's always hard to figure it out from this side. Okay, we're going to switch that on. Okay, that's one. Now I'm going to switch the light on. Now this is going to be a little bit bright, so just prepare yourselves. Okay, but that right there is this light at 13% balanced daylight at 5600 Kelvin. So I'll show you a little bit here. So this is the temperature range. So we'll take the temperature range all the way down to 2700. You can see it's got that nice warm glow. Actually, we could probably even drop that power down so it's not blowing out my highlights on my hand. But yeah, you can see there, a nice warm glow to it. And then I can take that all the way up through past daylight and to 6500 for a nice cool white neutral light. Now, power supply, as I said, once I take this up over 60%, around 70%, it switches off. So I can't take it all the way up. But what I'm going to do now is this is currently at 3%. So to show you the output on this, I'm going to crank it up to 60, okay? So I'm just going to hit the button once on the back. There we are at 20, and now at 40, and here comes 60. So that's 60% output. As you can see, look, these highlights are insanely blown out. So I'll get that right back out of there now, because who wants to be blinded while they look at a light? There's a song about that. Okay, so there we go, back down to 3%. So there you go. That's, I mean, that's a 60% of the output. So it can go a lot brighter off the mains or with a larger power supply thing here. I will say a couple of things about this power option. Okay, it's sturdily built, it's simple to use, fantastic, everything's there. This handle they put on the top is junk. Okay, it's like a bit of extra Velcro they had lying around. It doesn't, it doesn't seal. It's not like it seals up like that or anything. It's just completely separate. It's just old Velcro material. What I don't like about that is, one, it looks cheap. It's nasty. It doesn't look overly strong. I mean, I'm sure it is. It just doesn't look it, doesn't feel it, doesn't instill confidence. Because it's this fluffy Velcro material here, it's going to pick up all kinds of bits and end up looking really gross and covered with stuff. Just, yeah, don't like it for that. But most importantly, all aesthetics aside, what I really don't like about that, they've gone to all this trouble to make the fan quiet here. The fan on this is incredibly quiet. It's meant to be on set, on productions where sound is an issue. That I don't need. It could have been any other kind of material that would have worked a lot better than that. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Otherwise, it does exactly what it says it does. With these two batteries here, I tested it earlier, these two V-mounts on there at about 60%, I'm going to get approximately 20-25 minutes of lighting when I'm out in the field, which is great when you're in a pinch. I'm not getting my 100%, which is a little bit annoying, but I'd have to go and invest to larger V-mounts to get that 100%, and I'm not sure exactly how much more time I'm going to get. I'm just going to probably have higher output for around the same time. So I'm thinking this solution with two batteries, you're looking at about 30 minutes lighting time when you're out in the field, which is not really a lot. So if you were going to try to do an all-day shoot, you'd say you'd have to buy, say, 8 batteries. Now, these things aren't cheap. V-mounts, for some reason, they've never gone down in price. They're always holding that insane price. So to output 8 good, big batteries there, you're probably looking at somewhere in the vicinity of, say, $3,000 to $4,000. Go out and get a generator. That's a much better way to power lights. Plus, keep in mind, this only powers one light, 1-to-1. There's no multiple light adapter thing where you can charge and run multiple lights as you could on a generator. So for this kit by itself as a power solution when you're out on the field, great to have if you're in a pinch. If you just need to get a couple of quick shots, you need a little bit of lighting, this is a great solution. It's fantastic, and it's reasonably priced at $120. I think $170, $180, something like that. Under $200 anyway. The batteries are where the price gets insane, not the fixture itself, but most people have got V-mounts if they've been working in the field, so it's effective that way. So yeah, it's useful, but it's a little bit of buyer's remorse, not huge amounts, but I mean, I needed it, so I got it, but I wouldn't say it's awesome, okay? So there's that. This, however, is awesome. Love it. So now I'm controlling this light completely from my phone, which gives me access to whole bunches of different stuff. Essentially, right now, I got it set to the white because I have no sort of gel or filter on there. It does have that in there. And from here, I can control my light temperature just with this slider, which makes the adjustments very quick and easy. There's also presets in there, 3200, 4000, 5600, that are already in the app, so you can quickly jump between those, which a lot of the times are the ones you're going to use. So that's in there. You can also use your dimming on different kinds of curves, whether you have it on a linear curve or more of a ramped up or ramped down, or all sorts of different kinds of dimming effects that you can use here. You can adjust the power here as well. So there we go, just jumping the power up. I'll put that right back down. Using the slider is a little more fiddly. It doesn't give you exact control, but these plus and minuses on either side of it actually go up in increments. Right there, I accidentally hit the button, went to 100%, and switched the unit off. So back to what I was saying. Like I said, it is quite fiddly. Just there, I was trying to hit this plus button to go up in increments of 0.1, and it went, accidentally hit the thing, drops it to 100%, and blinded everyone on set. So that's a little bit of an issue, something that's not fantastic. However, where you start getting interesting is in these effects. So we'll go over to the effects now. One of the ones that probably going to be kind of useful for things is this paparazzi effect. So if you do have any kind of issues with strobing lights, just close your eyes now. Okay, and here we go. We're gonna hit the paparazzi effect. Now, I've got the light turned down really nice and low. It's only at 1.1%, so it's not giving an insane amount, but you can see that it's gonna show that flash. Now you can also, from here, you can adjust the frequency and the intensity and also the color. You can adjust everything right here in the app. So we'll hit pause there. Okay, you're able to look back at the camera now. There's also a fire option here, so I'll just put the intensity up just a little bit. We'll go to about 8%, hit start, and it gives you just this warm light. It's going to adjust and flicker a little bit just to give you a sense that there's a fire happening in your shot, which is, yeah, it's a nice effect. For the other ones in there, I'll just read through what they are. I won't show each one, but you've got explosion, you've got strobe, so you get that flash thing, you got a pulsing sort of effect, a TV, so you can have it look like there's a TV on in the background, so it's lighting your subject well. There's lightning, which is kind of used, a faulty light bulb, fireworks, and I think, yeah, that's it, back to paparazzi. So that gives you control of all those effects right here within your phone. You've got control of your light. You can also control multiple lights by putting them all into your scene. So very easy to adjust your lights while you're on the set without having to pull them up and down and play around with them and do all that sort of stuff. So really, really good investment for $350 to have just that in it alone, let alone be high quality. It's high CRI, really good color representation coming from this. Build quality is good for plastic. I'm not too worried about that. Couldn't recommend it more, to be honest. So if you're looking for a light, that's the one. That one. Not the other ones that look like it, that one. I know a few other brands have come out recently with very, very, very similar setups. I have no idea if they're any good, so please don't ask me in the comments if I think that the small rig one is as good as this one, etc., because I don't know. This is the one I'm reviewing because this is the one I've got, and I have zero buyer's remorse. This is a fantastic bit of kit. Really recommended. That's the review. Okay, thanks guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. It really helps me out. But most importantly, happy shooting.